All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are going to crack the code on one of the biggest hurdles for new Amazon sellers, trying to figure out what you can and can't sell right off the bat. If you're ready to get your business off the ground, think of this as your personal roadmap.
So, you've done your research, you found the perfect product, you're all excited to list it, and then, bam, you hit that wall. A message pops up from Amazon telling you you're not approved to sell that item. It's super common and honestly incredibly frustrating. But don't worry, we're going to get you through it.
That wall you just hit? Well, in the Amazon world, that's what we call a gated category. You can think of it like a VIP section at a club. Not just anyone can walk in. You need to get on the list, you need specific permission from Amazon before you can even think about selling products in there. It's a really fundamental concept to get your head around. Now you might be thinking, why does Amazon do this? Are they just trying to make my life harder? And I promise, that's not it. It really all boils down to protecting you, the customer. For things that are sensitive or maybe high value, Amazon has to be sure that the sellers are legit. It's all about keeping the platform safe and reliable for everyone. So, this leaves you with two totally different paths you can take as a seller, especially when you're just starting out. You've got the gated path, which needs that special approval we talked about, and then you have the ungated path, which is wide open for business. Let's break down what that really means for you. At a super high level, it's actually this simple. Gated means you've got to apply and show some paperwork. Ungated, or open categories, means you can start listing products pretty much the second your seller account is up and running. I think you can see which one is the faster route to getting started. And this table here really lays it all out. Look, for new sellers, accessibility is everything, and that makes the ungated path absolutely ideal. Yeah, the competition might be a little bit higher, but the barrier to entry is practically zero. You don't need any pre-approval, you don't need a long sales history. It's the perfect training ground to just learn the ropes. Okay, so let's treat this next part like your official starter map. These are the categories where you can start your Amazon journey literally today, without waiting around for anyone's permission. This is where you're going to build that early momentum and, actually start making some sales. And the benefits of starting here? They are huge. You get to start selling right away. No waiting weeks for some application to go through. This means you can focus all that energy on the important stuff, like learning how the platform works, figuring out fulfillment, and generating that all-important early cash flow. All right, first stop on our map, home and lifestyle. This area is absolutely massive. Just think about all the stuff in your own house, from garden tools and kitchen gadgets to pet toys and baby bottles. Guess what? Most of these things are totally open for you to start selling. Next up, let's look at electronics and office. This is another gigantic opportunity. We're talking about things like camera accessories, printer paper, phone cases, even software and video games. The sheer number of products just in these open categories is kind of mind-blowing. And what about hobbies and crafts? From books and art supplies to musical instruments and outdoor sports gear, these categories are just filled with passionate customers looking for stuff. I mean, if you already have a hobby, this could be an amazing place to start selling products you already know and love. Okay, but here's a really important warning. Open category does not mean it's a complete free-for-all. For example, the beauty category is generally open, right? But if you want to sell, say, a topical face cream, you're probably going to need approval. Same thing goes for huge brands like Nike or Apple. The real key here is to always check the specific product you want to sell. So once you've got your business up and running, you've learned the ropes, and you've got some experience in those open categories, well, then it's time to start thinking about unlocking the next level. This is where you start to tackle those gated categories to find less competition and maybe even higher profits. And here are some of those next level categories we're talking about. Things like automotive parts, fine jewelry, luxury watches, and a lot of food and health items. They're restricted for really good reason. Safety and authenticity are absolutely crucial, but getting approved to sell in here can be a total game changer for your business. The very first step to get into that arena is upgrading to a professional seller account. It's an absolute requirement if you want to apply for gated categories, and it costs $39.99 a month. You should really think of this fee as the key that unlocks the door not just to the application process, but to a whole suite of more advanced selling tools. And you know what? The actual process of applying is surprisingly straightforward to get started. Inside your Seller Central account, you just act like you're going to add the product you want to sell. Amazon will see that it's restricted and automatically give you a button to apply to sell right there in the search results. Now here's what you're going to need to get ready. Amazon wants to see proof that your supply chain is legitimate. That means real purchase invoices directly from a manufacturer or an official distributor, and I'm not talking about receipts from Target. For some big brands, you might even need a letter of authorization. And of course, Amazon's going to check your performance metrics to make sure you're a good, reliable seller.
And this really brings us back to the core idea, the big takeaway here. The absolute smartest strategy is to start with the open categories. Don't waste all your time and energy right at the beginning trying to get ungated. Instead, focus on learning the system, finding good products, and building your business. Master the basics first. The gated categories will still be there when you're ready for them.
So, the only real question left is, with this map now in your hands, where are you going to start? When you look at all those open categories, from home and garden to sports and outdoors, which one of them sparks an idea for you? That's your starting line. Go for it.